Hello, my name is Vesa and I'm here to introduce you Design Sprint. Design Sprint is an intensive, quickly forwarding 5-day sprint where each day we do things for designing a business. Monday we start immersing the business challenge we have received. And immersing means we need to build our own understanding what this business challenge really is. How do we understand it? So basically we need to search a lot of information, data about the phenomena and about the business challenge. So we are making search on academic sources, commercial sources, and also hopefully interviewing people with some relevant experience on the challenge. So building understanding is really the foundation of the design sprint. And the data itself need to be analyzed. What is it? And then what does it really mean? What is the meaning of the data? What it is telling us about the challenge? Then we start building our problem statement. What is it really that we will focus in our designing? So there are a number of options that we can do, but we really need to focus. We need to limit our scope so that we can get deep enough in our solution. Wednesday we start creating ideas based on the work that we did in Monday and Tuesday, and then we start creating what could be potential solution for the challenge. And it's very critical phase, especially once we start thinking what are those customer or user needs that we should fit in the solution. So creating ideas, we evaluate ideas, and then we need to choose them. Choose the combination of ideas on which we start develop or design the solution. Thursday, it's time to build a prototype and prototypes, both concrete elements of the solution, and we should somehow try to get it in a level where a potential user can get at least some kind of experience. What would a solution look like? How would it work? What could be the benefits of using it? How could it solve the needs of the users and customers? And then some kind of experiment. So we should really get the feedback from those stakeholders, namely users, customers, who might be interested in the solution and whom we would like to attract in our solution. And then once we have got feedback, then we need to finalize, make a concept called minimum viable product, which really satisfies the basic need of the customer and nothing else. And then it's time to present and launch the solution and have your sales pitch. And for sales pitch we need a deck and then persuasion and effective introduction of the solution. And hopefully there are those giving feedback at the end who have given us the business challenge. So that is pretty much the one sprint. Then there could be some cases be 2 sprints together, so first week, second week, and so on. And then the design sprint itself it is really designing a business, using business development tools, and also using design thinking tools like visualizing data, visualizing our arguments, and then building different digital or physical prototypes. The basic rule in design sprint is that you follow the rules, you follow the program, and you trust the method that we are using. And the tools that are there, they are really to help you to build your understanding, focus, choose your point of view, setting design criteria, and then starting building the solution. And then the elements is one of the critical element is really the prototyping, which is a learning tool, and then the experimentation, which give us feedback. How do users and customers receive this solution that we have been developing? So those are the critical elements. And then how can design sprint help creating innovations and new products, new services? Well, as said, it is all based on hopefully validated data. We have built our own understanding of it. We are not building it alone. We need to build our understanding together with the other stakeholders like users and customers, and maybe others as well, with whom we may be providing a solution for the user. And then the point of view is always important. So the user's point of view, what could be a good customer experience for user, that is very important to understand. What are the elements of a good user and customer experience? We should try to create something like that. But then there is another point of view, and that is a business point of view. How do we make our solution so that it is profitable for business to provide it? And then design criteria, setting a success criteria early enough, start helping us to focus on those most significant and important things in our working. And then there are many risks. Risk number one is that we assume things, we don't validate them. That is a big risk. If we assume, there are assumptions that we make and we don't test them, that is a risk. It could be that we are developing something that is based on assumptions, and those assumptions may be false. So that is one thing. And then another thing is that we are jumping to conclusions too early. We really need to build an understanding that we can really argue based on validated information what are our solutions and what are the basics and the foundation on which we build our solution. So those are major risks. And then there is, of course, risk that we are afraid of failure. So we are not willing to start experimenting or making the prototype, and that causes problems. So we really need to be bold enough just to try a concept. How would our users and customers would like it? How well or bad they receive it. And then finally, there are a number of examples where this design sprint can help creating innovation. One is R-Treeni company that was once in our design sprint, and the team developed software for parents and children to learn pronouncing R. So that was some thoughts about design sprint, and please enjoy.